Welcome to the Strategy with Jason podcast. Tune in for everything you need to know regarding the automotive industry. Here's your host, Jason Harris.
Hey, what is going on, Automotive Nation? I'm Jason Harris, and today I'm with one, the only, the oh so famous. He paid me to say this. No, I'm just kidding, Todd. I got Todd Catcher with me with Digital Dealership Systems. What's going on, Todd? How you doing, man?
Good to see you, Jason.
I'm just kidding. He didn't pay me to say that, even though I would. I'd say it regardless. I would. Look, guys,
I appreciate that.
Gosh, Todd, how long have we known each other? It
Probably go back like 10 years or so.
I was gonna say it's gotta be coming right up on a decade.
Yep.
Of us knowing each other, man. And I really appreciate you taking the time to come chat with me today. Hey guys, for everybody out there watching and listening, we appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time to jam with us. I'm doing some great conversations, obviously with some great people about getting ready for NADA. Dude, can you believe it's coming? It's here.
Around the corner. I feel like I just wrapped up the boxes from last year.
You know what? I am impressed. I've always been, look, I help a lot of vendors out there with their strategies and their booth designs, all this stuff. But man, dude, you are like, for a single individual, man, I understand it's Super Bowl, and for everybody out there watching, listening, it is Super Bowl, and we're going to talk about that. But dude, you take this, like, you got every minute, every like 30-minute slot slotted. Like, dude, I'm telling you, you're probably the most organized individual I know when it comes to NADA.
Yeah, we do really well. We get about 800 to 1,000 people at our booth. And we're a small vendor. I mean, we don't have $1 million booth. We have a 20 by 20 booth. Last year we had a cool booth. We had a 10 by 50 booth, which really did like that layout. This is a 20 by 20 booth. And, we really enjoy doing it. It's a great opportunity to meet dealers, and we're a visual product. Yes. So unlike a widget on a website, I could show a digital screen or a leaderboard as part of a presentation, but until you see it live, it really clicks with dealers when you see a system live on a screen that's the size that what they would have in their dealership. So every time someone installs any of our products, once they do it, they like, oh, I should have done this a long time ago, because it's a visual product. So like if I'm selling 90% of the widgets out there, that the vendors that are out there are selling widgets, some sort of add-on that's a digital product, right? So if they get a presentation on the screen and they purchase that product, there's really no difference between that product and what they get and what they saw during the presentation, because they were presented on the same screen.
Well, I think that's the best part. That's the best part of NADA is like I can go, I can see, I can taste, I can touch, and but like we were talking about before we started recording, there's a lot. Oh my gosh.
There is a lot.
I swear they find every jumbotron they can in the country and let's bring it into one single building, right? Like, I mean, it's just it is definitely sensory overload, but it is very cool that we get to go. We get to shake your hand. We get to touch and see, some of the cool technology that's out there. So here's my first question for you, Todd, for everybody out there watching this who's going to NATA. And dude, this is not your first rodeo. It's not my first rodeo. No. Right. What would you give me some recommendations? Like what would you tell dealers and say, hey, if you're going, this is what I would do to prepare?
Well, I mean, just like anything, any convention that you go to, you need a plan. I mean, if you're going to Disney, you need a plan. Whatever it is, you need a plan. No matter where you go in something that's this big. Like CES just ended up in Vegas as well, and you need a plan. That was a huge event. Many buildings, not only the convention center, but every hotel had something. This isn't that big, but it is like you have booths that are city blocks wide, and you could get stuck in one booth, and they want you to be in that one booth. You need to have a plan, and if you're part of a team, you really have to divide and conquer. You really have to plan ahead, know where you're going, and then spend some time between the end of the show and the party that you're going to that night and really reviewing with your team. Really important, because there's so much information. Really reach out to the people that you had a demo with that you liked, and create a hot list of those that you're going to reach out to, because every time you walk by a vendor, they're going to try to scan you. They're going to try to rally you in. Some vendors are extremely overly aggressive in doing that. And so you have to be prepared. And then not only being prepared, when you go on that path that you're going to, have a designated time that you're going to stop at each one, where you have I'm going to go in this route based on where. So not just a plan of these are the vendors I want to see, because it could take you 35 minutes to walk between vendors if you don't organize them in a path.
Oh,
And
easy. I mean, just getting from one building to the other can take 35 minutes.
oh, it's a
So
long
that's a good
time.
point,
Yeah.
man.
And I
That's a good
think
point.
the ideal situation is to really go back with your team. So if you divide and conquer, and then you go back with your team and you get there into your room or maybe in the lobby of your hotel where you're all staying and say, hey, what are the five
Yeah.
best things that you had every day? And then at the end, when you get back to your office and at the dealership, do the same thing again. And so
I
those
like
are
that. Good idea.
vendors. You need to have a vendor list that you reach out to. Don't wait for the vendor to come back to you because you're going
100%.
to be inundated with emails and follow-up conversations and people calling you. You had to filter it out. So the best way for dealers to be successful is to reach out to the short list of vendors that are most important to you, that you want to actually move forward with, because they're going to pull you in all sorts of directions and try to sell you 100 different products that you don't need because it wasn't on your list.
And that does happen. I mean, we were talking earlier, right? It's like going to Costco without a shopping list. I mean, I
It's
literally
overwhelming.
I came back with like a 5-gallon drum of like cold pressed green juice. I'm like, I don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, I like green juice, but why the hell do I need a 5-gallon?
Yeah, you don't need a 10 pints of what is it? The big size of like peanut butter.
Oh, I
You
like the
know?
soy sauce. That's actually my favorite one. Like, who needs a 2-gallon jug of
Yeah,
soy sauce?
it's the commercial industry, but you buy for your house like you're going to use that much, right? It's like it's ridiculous. Yeah,
Now, I
yeah.
like that. Now, and I actually, dude, I really do dig kind of the idea of recapping before you go out to the parties. And by the way, you guys, check it out. There are some amazing parties.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna have some really fun times in Vegas. But I do like this kind of like, hey, let's grab 30, 45 minutes before we go out there just to discuss. Because I like that because now you can kind of separate and conquer. But then the second day you're going into it, you may need to go collectively as a team back to certain things.
correct.
Some of the suggestions I would give guys is take a look back on 2025. Okay, take a look at the back of the last year. All right, see, give a good feeling of just from an operations perspective, where were you winning and where were you losing, and then from a losing perspective, understand like, okay, do I have a vendor partner that can assist me in that currently right now? Okay. But then I think that's stage two. Stage two, as I say, maybe take a look at and plan on, and like to Todd's point, like schedule a time maybe with some of your existing vendor partners to swing
Yeah.
by, see what's going on that they may be offering that's new. These are great because you already have relationships with them. You don't need to be switching stuff, and you may not know that they have a new product out there.
Right.
I know, Todd, you have some new stuff coming up. We're going to talk
Yeah,
about that
definitely.
in a second. And then third, here's the other thing, guys, I would encourage you to is look for something you're not doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like think about what you did last year. Think about what you're trying to achieve this year. And then the third place I would go is just like, it's called like mad money. Just like go somewhere where you're just like not doing anything at all and just understand. You may not do it this year, but just learn about it, because I think
that happens in the in-between time. I think that when you're out there and I would go ahead and organize everything and stay on that schedule, but between vendor A and vendor B, or vendor A is not available, so I'm going to go to vendor B and then I'm going to double back, and that whatever that plan is, there is a time where there is some downtime.
Yes.
And I would go ahead and encourage dealers during that downtime to not be manipulated by the shiny object. At the same time, be open to it. Maybe take some information so you can look at it, but stay focused really on those drivers that brought you to NADA so you have a productive show. Because, I mean, Vegas is great, right? You get more people at Vegas than ever. But there's also a lot of people that go to Vegas to enjoy Vegas and not so much the show. So the opportunity to stay focused during that time, and then during the time where you're meandering around, or maybe you have a 10 o'clock meeting and you get there at 8:30, or whatever the timeline is, you have some downtime on your way to those appointments or on your way to the schedule, is when you could kind of look around a little bit and kind of maybe make notes. But I personally wouldn't spend too much time with those vendors, because every vendor is going to try to sell you on why their thing is better, or different or new. But in reality, you've survived so far without that program. So let's focus on the things that you actually have identified in a need. And then in the spare time, try to educate yourself on the things that you may want down the road. When you're trying, let's just think about buying a car. What are the things that you absolutely want in your car? And then the salesperson says all the things you didn't want, and they get distracted by that. So now you need to go ahead and refocus on what you really want in order to be productive. Because at the end of the day, that timeline goes very fast. This is the first time they've done it, I believe, recently. I know recently, first time they've done it in the middle of the week. You're also starting late on the first day, starting at 10
I thought
o'clock
that was
the
odd.
first
I
day.
didn't like. I honestly, I'm a little weird by this schedule.
It's kind of a weird shift because a lot of people go out that first night in Vegas.
Of course.
And then
you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that this time.
The second day starts at 8:30 in the morning. So why didn't they just start every day at 10 and have the last day on Friday
at 7, right? Like,
yeah,
anyways.
and then the last day start at 10 also and go and said it's like 8:30 the second and third day. The other thing that I advise
we need to get NADA. Hopefully they're listening right now because they can get a couple.
I'm sure. Well, as a vendor, I know how much they often listen. So I also realized that on the third day is a great day for vendors then to go back to places to get additional information, because a lot of people, when it was on the weekend, that last day was Sunday. Now it's Friday. So it's only a half a day. So they could come by the booth between 8:30 and 12 and say, I really need to do this. Like at some point I have to work when I'm in Vegas, right? So why not make it on the last day when I'm there? And then I'm going to head back to my store Friday afternoon, and I'm going to have a full productive weekend in my store. Great. But if you see vendors that you like Wednesday and Thursday, stop back at those vendors on Friday that you want to get a second recap on. Maybe you had some questions and now you have the time for that face-to-face. The other thing I do is that I only take, when I go to these conventions myself, I go to Digital Signage Expo and I go to Infocom and I go I go for myself as well. I only take the cards of the people that I want to follow up with. And so my pocket is full of only the people that I wanted to follow up with. Now, I gave my card out to a lot of people myself just as courtesy, but at the same time, I'm only going to contact the people who I actually have cards from, because that's how I determine what's a priority for me. And so have some sort of a system, whether it's writing it down, which doesn't work because you don't remember it. Maybe it's notes in your phone. Maybe you have an admin or like an email draft, but in some way make a list of your priority stores or priority vendors that you want to go back to, and maybe a reason why you want to go back to them. I think that's super important.
I'll tell you something I thought was really interesting. I actually saw this at Digital Dealership, or Digital Dealer. Sorry, too many Digital Dealer earlier this year. It was a younger person, only been in the industry a few years, right? And what I thought was super fascinating, they were recording their conversation with each vendor. And I'm like,
interesting.
It wasn't like they weren't using something special. It was like literally some recording app on their phone. And it was just like, hey, do you mind if I record this real quick? Because there's absolutely no way. And I would be the same. I mean, I could be there with a notebook and have all good intentions of making sure I'm capturing what's important to me. Dude, there's no way in hell I'm going to go remember every single thing that they said. And yeah, this guy was like, yeah, I'm going to record it. I guess he drops it into some AI, takes all the notes, and then it's just like, boom, he's got like, and doesn't miss a single thing. I was like, I don't know. To me, that sounds like the most amazing hack in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you get overwhelmed, then you don't know which ones you liked and which ones you don't like because you're recording them all. So what I would actually do a little bit differently from recording is great, but then you don't know which ones are good or which ones aren't. So I would go ahead, and then you have a lot of data that you're of crap, right? So what I would do is use NADA or any of these shows as a meet and greet and to filter people out.
Yes.
And then to set up a future appointment. So at the last show that we did was a Mopar show, and we scheduled demos at that show for the following week.
I prefer. I don't like doing demos at the show personally. I like booking them afterwards.
So we did like hey, this is what we do. If you're interested, schedule a demo here. And then I also had the people that were like, hey, I love what you guys do. How do I sign up? And we allowed them to sign up actually at the show through our website. So there's a lot of different things that we've done, like at this NADA, like we did at Mopar, that worked out really well. For those dealers at NADA, they could actually go to our NADA website and fill out an agreement for a 90-day free trial of our services. So they choose just one service, but they have it for 90 days free before any billing starts. But for those dealers that want more stuff, it's a different conversation. But if you just like, hey, I want a sales leaderboard in my place or a service status board in my place, and I want to see how it works in my store, they could go on our website, fill out the form, and automatically get services scheduled for them without having any cost. And that's the best experience ever for them. They don't necessarily, as part of the onboarding process, we're going to have conversations about what the system does at the same time, they're not making that financial commitment up front, and it's an easy way to, hey, let me see what this looks like in my store. We have the opportunity to do that just for those people that are going to NADA.
Well, it's just much simpler, much easier that way. And guys, real quick, because I do want to get into the leaderboard because it's one of my favorite things that you do. But just actually, this is a perfect segue into it. Is when you're talking to the vendors, one of my favorite set of questions to ask is how does their technology or their service or solution, all right, affect my people and my process?
Oh, well.
That is one of my favorite ones because, guys, I will tell you, and Todd, you said it earlier perfectly, right? It's very easy to kind of like get excited about fancy, jazz fingers, right?
Right,
Look,
right, widgets.
Widgets, yes, and there's widgets, which I'm okay. I don't mind widgets,
Right.
but if they're not going to positively affect either my people or my process inside of my dealership, then I think you move on. So one of the first questions I always tell everyone to ask is how does your solution or product or widget or whatever impact? Because here's the one thing they're going to all tell you. They're all going to say, well, you're going to sell more cars. Well, okay.
Right.
Anyways, all right. I do want to get into your leadership board because it is literally one of my favorite things. I mean, don't get me wrong. As a marketer, I love your digital signage. All right. But the leadership board speaks so much to me because you know how much I love people and process. For everybody out there watching and listening right now who has no clue what we're talking about, but they need to come to the booth and find out.
Sure.
Can you give them just like a quick highlight of what we're talking about?
Well, our company's in two different divisions. We have our digital signs, which are TVs that speak to customers and educate them and inform them based on where they are in the customer journey. So consider TVs in the drive, in the lounge, in the showroom. Talk about the process, talk about service status, talk about their menus, all the different things that customers want when they come in that separate your store from other stores. The second division of our company is our leaderboards. And our leaderboards are DMS and CRM connected to motivate your frontline workers to go ahead and sell more and produce more. So they are sales leaderboards, BDC leaderboards, and fixed ops leaderboards that have completely revolutionized the sales process in fixed and in sales in variable to go ahead and motivate frontline workers. Dealerships have tons of reports. So when you say, how's this going to move the needle? Reporting systems don't move the needle. They educate you on past performance, right? Exactly. It's insights. It's the information. We did this marketing campaign last month. What were the results? That's great for reports, but that doesn't make you sell more today. It doesn't help your team build culture. It doesn't help your advisors meet their performance goals. It doesn't make your techs wrench faster, or more efficient. So with our system, we're actually influencing people to sell more and provide better services to your customers, and the store profits more. No other reporting tool does that. And at this NADA, we've heard from dealers over the last few years that they really wanted more desktop reporting. And our initial thought process was we're going to replace the dry erase board. But we've built so many reports. We have over 50 reports that can go on our board that is staff facing. Yep. But what we've learned is that dealerships were not even doing it that way. We've had dealerships sign up for our services just for their reports because it beats their current reporting tools that cost 5 to 10 times more money.
Well, because it's all in one place. I mean, it just makes life easier.
We've already built. There are people that have come to us and said, it would take me 10 minutes to 15 minutes just to build the report every time I have to build it. And then it's past information. It's not updated every 15 minutes. What we've done and what we're coming out with at NADA for variable and for fixed is what we're calling business intelligence, which is only detailed reports that are broken down and available on the desktop for any time period. So all of our main reports are designed for month to date, like minute to date, not even MTD, like minute to date. They update whenever you look at them, and you could even share them as a live URL. So if you share a printed report from any of these other reporting tools, it's dead as soon as you report it. It's old information.
Yeah, the second I've emailed it, the second I've downloaded it into a PDF and sent it to someone, it's old. It's literally old. Right. I'm with you 100%.
So with ours, you could share a report in our system, and as soon as you open up that URL at any time, it shows the current minute to date.
Yes.
Now, when you go ahead and look at our business intelligence, you could choose whatever timeline or date that you want, and it's a printable report providing a little bit of the old school in a new format, but then also providing the ease of use of our current system where we have all the reports that fixed and variable would want to use all in one report. So we have like 2 or 3 reports for sales. That's it. So, but it has everything in it already built. So
I don't have to go look in 15 different places. I'm able to, well, and that's the key, right? Like data is only as good as how well we can action it, right?
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, we have to ask, well, what data is actually actionable? Because, dude, what's that old saying? Paralysis by overanalysis or whatever.
It goes something like that.
Something like that, right? And it is, dude, that happens all the time. Even
Sure.
me as a dealer principal, when I was a dealer principal, there was too much crap for me to
Yeah,
ultimately look
we
at.
have dealers who
You
spend
guys have done that.
oftentimes, so we have dealers who spend 4 hours doing a closeout report. And on fixed ops, because they have to pull the data from so many different places to correlate it into one place to build a summary report that our system does in 10 seconds. So we worked with a couple service directors, and they sent us in their reports on the data that's most interesting to them. And we overlap that data to create one master report, and we call it a closeout report. So if they want to close out last week or last month, they go ahead and click a couple of buttons in our system for timeline, and then it automatically builds that report in less than 10 seconds. It's a printable report with pretty graphs. So a lot of fixed ops directors will create a report and then turn it into a general manager or platform manager to say this, because they want to look at printed reports. Well, and then we also do the same thing for sales.
It's the actionable insights, right? And then look, guys, you heard me earlier just talk about how you need to find vendors that are positively affecting both your people and your process. Hence the reason why you can see me and Todd just connected over a decade ago and have just stayed friends throughout there, because we are so passionate about seeing good, clean people and processes connect with each other. And the only way you can effectively manage and lead a team like that is having not something that's reports, like to what Todd was saying, old. It needs to be immediate, timely, right? And it has to be actionable. There's too much data out there that's not necessarily actionable, and you've done a great job of that. But that's not all. I had to come out. It had to come out, right? Sure. Because we originally connected because the marketing side. I was running an agency that's called Digital Dealership Solutions.
Right.
Your company is Digital Dealership Systems.
Correct.
And the both of us were getting support calls and emails back for each other's different products and services.
Right.
So that's how we originally connected. And your digital signage is where you launched your digital signage has always been cool. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I love having nice, cool customer facing stuff in my dealership.
So we have a big change that we're announcing at NADA with our platform. So over the last 5 years, we've developed our own digital sign software, and we've been using it internally for over a year. And we've always been a managed service provider. So go back in your Wayback Machine to what a dealership lounge area or the TVs in general, if you went to Best Buy, looked like 10, 12 years ago when we started the company. Mm-hmm. They were big tube TVs, or maybe even that big cabinet, with the big bulbs in it and the speaker built into it. It was like 4 feet high and 4 feet wide, and it was probably square. It weighed hundreds of pounds, right? And in that case, we provide a managed service because dealers didn't have access to the high definition TVs.
Of course.
Well, fast forward to today, and I just bought a TV for our office here, $350 for a 65-inch TV delivered the next day for free.
You're getting 100-inch TVs for under $1,000 now. It's insane.
Yeah, and that's a 4K TV for $350, $400, and it's available to you at any, and with apps in it and everything else. We don't need those, but it's still available compared to what it was before. So dealerships have been more and more sophisticated. We could all agree on that. Sometimes it's just because they sign up for widgets, but it's also because technology has become easily more accessible. And dealerships, the majority of dealerships have a lot more digital than they had 10, 12 years ago.
It's true.
So they have people that are more proficient at managing that. So the value of managed digital signs is that dealerships can focus on service and sales customers and managing their team and not worrying about managing digital signs. We still have those programs. We have a basic managed service, an advanced managed service, and then our leaderboard program. Mm-hmm. But we've heard from dealers over the last few years about them wanting to self-manage the system. Now, with our managed solution, they can log in, but they wound up not logging into it because they're paying for the managed service and they saw the value in that, so their team could focus on other things that were more important. Mm-hmm. But we wanted to listen to the market and provide a solution to that. So we provided a turnkey solution for 24 months of service, including a commercial grade media player. It's the same media player that we use, all for less than $50 a month. So dealerships would have the same.
Isn't it great when technology gets cheaper, man? I mean, I'm serious. Like
so the difference though is that the managed versus unmanaged, right? So self-managed. So they're going to manage it themselves. So they could create the exact same. They have access to the same exact templates we use. They have access to the same content we use. It automatically updates the same way that our system does, but they have the ability to do whatever they want to it. So they could design the template to look the way they want to, or they could use our 50 different templates that we have that we use internally for digital dealership system. So they could have the exact same systems that have been proven in the marketplace. The menu builder, the dare to compare builder, the showroom TV with all the ads, all of our basic services that don't include DMS integration. So there's 4 different services to be clear. Our service menu has all the templates for all the service menus and all of our content, thousands of pieces of content built into the system. Then you have a dare to compare that has all the dare to compare templates built into it, plus all of our content for that. All the news tickers, the news feeds from 50 different sources, all can be added in, plus their own information. We built over 100 widgets built into the system so they could customize it even further. They also have showroom TV, and here's the kicker. If they want to do commercial-free lounge TV, they could access the same content that our customers access as well, that we do for our customers in our managed service. So they could have professionally designed digital signs for their service drive, showroom, and lounge for less than $50 a month per system, including the media player. So if they were going to go do it on themselves, they would use a USB stick or an HDMI.
Oh, it would cost you more just in cables alone.
Just the lift. The lift of technology is insurmountable for them. So the opportunity for them to go ahead and utilize a system that's proven in the marketplace with all the content, with all the logos, with all the graphics, with all the layouts and designs and everything else. Most dealers, when they do something on their own, they just run a slideshow. They run a single zone loop.
That's the simplest thing, right? I'll just take a little USB stick, I'll shove it into the back, and I'll run a slideshow. But
I mean, and then it's just not productive. Whenever you want to do an update,
it's not unique to my dealership. It doesn't speak to my brand.
Correct. And it's going to get ignored by the customers, which is counterproductive to what the goal is.
100%. Look, I know we're getting towards the tail end of our conversation, and don't tell too much because I want them to come by and they need to see some more.
Definitely.
I love you, man. You're always so good about this. I will say, guys, everybody out there watching and listening, you do got to go and shake Todd's hand or reach out to him because he's just one of the most approachable guys in the business. As you can tell, I mean, and he cares. I mean, dude, you'll never find someone who's more passionate about the TV inside your lounge. Right? You're just not. You will. I guarantee you won't.
I've spoke with other vendors, even in the digital sign space, and I definitely have a lot more passion than they have. Yeah,
because you give a crap. I love it. This is what I love about you, man. You give a crap, right? Yeah. But then that's also why I understand you made your leadership, right? Because I mean, it wasn't just enough to have this. You have to have that data in front of you so you can effectively manage your people and process correctly. Hey, real quick, though, Todd, before I let you go, what is the best way for someone to connect to you, and where's the booth? Where can we come see you?
The booth is at 4631W in the West Hall. Digitaldealershipsystem.com. You can schedule demos before and afterwards. We do have a URL specifically for the show, which is digitaldealershipsystem.com/NADA show. But if you get to our website, you'll find us. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn if you want to, or you could feel free to email us. It's the best way to do it. Schedule a demo through the website. Spend 15 minutes learning about the products and services we have and having a conversation about how we can help your store.
And hey, guys, for everybody out there watching and listening, you definitely absolutely have to go talk to Todd. Guys, be prepared. Right? NAD is coming. Don't go to Costco without a shopping list. Don't come to NADA without a shopping list. It is the best thing that you can do. And I do encourage you to take a look at what Todd is doing. The leadership boards from the digital signage. And dude, at a cost that's holy crap. I mean, seriously? Again, just the cables and me trying to hook up a computer to the TV so I can run this crap would cost. Anyways, I digress. You guys got to go check it out. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Todd, so much for your time. I appreciate you. And everybody out there, we will see you at NADA. Bye, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Strategy with Jason podcast. Your host, Jason Harris. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy podcasting.